Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Jazakallah everyone for turning up on time. Just a real quick reminder, make sure you are signed in with your correct ID and that your videos are off. And please do not put hands up in the class. And with that, we will start our lesson. And for the starting prayer, if I can have, let's see. Okay, can I have A1127?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Jazakallah for asking. Can you help me with the starting prayer, please?
Alright. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري.
Excellent, well done. Just make sure after the ra there is a ya. And this ya, do you know what type of a ya this is?
Ya Madda.
Exactly. So that means when you say the ra, it has to be 2 seconds long at least. So ri,
Li.
not lam, ri, ra, ri.
Re.
Excellent, well done. And can you do the English translation for me as well, please?
Lord, expand my mind and make my tasks easy for me.
Excellent, Jazakallah, well done. Okay, so if we move on to our lesson, and our lesson is something new today, and it's called assimilation. And in Arabic, it's called idgham. So you can see it's written here. This is lesson number 20, okay? So what does assimilation or idgham mean? So it says here, idgham means to merge and assimilate. So when you recite a word, when idgham happens, it means to merge and assimilate the sound. And you understand more when you practice it. So in the Holy Quran, there are a lot of letters that have a crescent, that are crescent, so meaning that they have a sukun on top of them. So there are a lot of sukun letters between a mutaharrik and a mushaddad letter. So a mutaharrik letter is a letter that has fatha, kasra, or dhamma, and a mushaddad letter is a letter that has a shadda on top of it, the W-like sign. So there are many letters in the Holy Quran, sakin letters that are in between a mutaharrik letter and a mushaddad letter. Now, when this happens, that's where idgham takes place, okay? So now there are two types of idgham. There is one that is called idgham kamil, and in English this is called complete assimilation, and this is what we will look at today. And the other one is called idgham naqis, and I highlighted it here for you. The idgham naqis, and in English that means partial assimilation. That you will have a look at tomorrow. For today, we are only going to focus on idgham kamil, okay? So there are two types of idgham kamil and idgham naqis, and we're going to focus on the first one, idgham kamil, okay? So when idgham kamil takes place, what happens is the letter that the crescent letter, so the letter that has a sukun on top of it, the sakin letter, is ignored and the sound is omitted, meaning that the sound of the sakin letter is not produced. Okay, this is the main thing that happens in idgham. So it further on explains here, how do you know when idgham kamil takes place, okay? So if a lam or a ra mushaddad, so if a la mushaddad or a ra mushaddad appear after a noon sakin or a tanween, okay? So there's two conditions, there are two letters, and if they bear a mushaddad sign on top of them, if they appear after noon sakin or tanween, no nasal sound will be produced. No nasal sound will be assimilated into the next letter. So, and in the case of tanween, only one stroke will be pronounced or assimilated. Okay, so let's have a look at the examples. It will be easier to understand once you have a look at the examples. Okay, so for example, it said here if a lam or ra mushaddad, so I'll highlight this mushaddad. Okay, so we've got a lam here and it's got a shadda on top of it, the W like sign on top of it. Okay, now it said here if a lam or a ra mushaddad, in this case a lam mushaddad appears after noon sakin. Now you can see this noon has been highlighted in blue. You can see the noon has a sukoon sign on top of it, this sign on top of it. Okay, so this lam mushaddad appears after a sakin letter, which happens to be a noon sakin. That means when we say this whole word, this noon sound will not be produced. It will become silent. So you know in English how you have a few letters where you write so for example nose, you write the Knows, but you don't pronounce it. So it's the same here. The noon sakin will not be pronounced in this case. So how I would say this is milladunka, okay? Not milla, milla. I'm ignoring this noon sakin here. This is because idgham kamil is taking place, okay? So this was an example with the lam mushaddad and a sakin letter. Now it said also, this also happens when a tanween letter appears. So here in this second box you can see you've got your lam mushaddad again, and it said here if a lam mushaddad or ra mushaddad, and again there's a lam in this case. So we've got another example with the lam mushaddad. We've got a lam mushaddad here, and before that, the letter before it, it's not a noon sakin in this case, but it is a tanween letter because you can see it has two strokes of dhamma on top of the ra. So that means when you join this ra with this lam, only one stroke of the sign will be used. So normally you would pronounce this as run, right? But in this case, you would pronounce it as ru, okay? So you would only use one stroke of the ra, of the tanween, and that will join onto the lam. So how I would say it is khayrul lakum, not run lakum, but khayrullah. Can you hear how I said just one stroke of the tanween? Similarly, so that was the lam. That was two examples with the lam mushaddad. Now it also says if a ra mushaddad appears after a noon sakin, and you can see in this third box here they've got a ra mushaddad, and the letter before that is a sukoon letter. It's a noon sakin, okay? It's a sukoon letter. Again here, idgham kamil will take place. This noon sakin will not be produced. So how I would say this is, I would join this meme and the ra. So how I would say this is mir rabbihim. That noon sakin is a silent letter. It will be totally ignored, okay? So same thing happens in the last box over here, in this last box. Again, you have the example of ra mushaddad. And the letter before, in this case, it's not a noon sakin like it was in the previous box, but it is a tanween. Can you see the fa is a tanween letter, okay? It has a dhammatain on it. So what will happen is, when joining the fa with the ra, I wouldn't say funra. I will only use one stroke of the tanween. That means I will only say, I will say this as a normal fu. Instead of saying fun, instead of pronouncing the tanween, I will only use one stroke of the tanween. And if I only use one stroke of the tanween, that means it will become a fu. So how I would then say it is ra'ufur ra, not ra'ufun ra. Normally, if there was no ra here, it would have been ra'ufun. But because there is a ra mushaddad here, that's why this has become idgham kamil. Idgham kamil will take place here, and therefore how I will say this is ra'ufur rahimun. Okay, you can't hear the noon. You can't hear that nasal sound. The run. So, for example, furra. You wouldn't hear funra. You wouldn't hear that noon, that nasal sound. Okay, so the correct way of saying this is ra'ufur rahimun. Okay. Okay, that's enough of me explaining it. I think what we will do now is we'll move on to the exercise 20.1. I'm going to choose a student to help me with this, and hopefully with practice, inshallah, you'll understand more. So, if I have a look at my list and choose someone, let's see, have we got a... Okay, okay, in that case, let's see. Can I have A1126? A1126, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah, thank you for asking. Okay, so we learned a new rule. Did you hear all of it?
Yes.
And does it make a little bit of sense?
Yes.
Yeah, are you sure? Is there anything that's still confusing you?
No.
Okay, that's good then. So if you can please start off with this first box here.
من لدنك.
Excellent. So you realized before you were pronouncing the noon, and like I said over here, idgham kamil takes place, and that means this noon sound will be ignored. It will not be produced. So you would straight join the meme with this lam, isn't it?
Yeah.
So excellent, you did that well. Try the next box.
خير لكم.
Excellent, well done. You made sure that no nasal sound was produced here. So you didn't say khayrun lakum, you said khayrul lakum. So you did idgham kamil here. Okay. Well done, very good. Next one.
من ربهم.
Do that once more for me.
من ربهم.
Excellent, well done. Just when you join it with the ra, mir rabbi, I need to hear that stressing sound, that joining sound of the meme and the ra. Mir rabbihim.
من ربهم.
Excellent, well done. And the next one.
رؤوف رحيم.
Mun, yeah. Ra'ufur ra. So when you join the fa and the ra, fur ra, I need to hear that stressing voice. Ra'ufur rahimun.
رؤوف رحيم.
Excellent, well done. That was really, really good, mashallah. Very impressed. Jazakallah for your help.
جزاك الله.
Jazakallah. Okie dokes. So if I choose my next student for the next part, and can I have N1232? N1232, assalamu alaikum. N1232, can you hear me? N1232, assalamu alaikum, can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. And did you hear, so we're learning a new lesson here. It's called assimilation. Did you understand it?
Yes.
That's very good. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to help me with this second line here. Let me just move this down a bit. So this first box here in this middle line. Have a go, try it, and then if it's wrong, I can help you.
ट्राई करें ना, फिर वो आपको पढ़ाएंगे। चलो
Have a go.
Un.
Yeah, and what's the last letter?
La.
Yeah, so have another go at saying this for me.
Al. 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 La.
Good, that was good. So what you did was you joined the alif with the lam, which is exactly right. Because over here, remember what it said here? When idgham kamil happens, it means that a lam or ra mushaddad, and in this case we had a lam, and it has a tashdid sign on top of it, it has a shadda on top of it. The lam, yes?
Yes.
And the letter before it, it was a noon sakin, not a tanween, but it was a noon sakin, yes?
Yes.
So because of that, as we've been told, this noon sakin becomes silent. Therefore, that means you don't pronounce this noon sound. So you do not say unla, because that's incorrect. The correct way, and which is exactly what you did, is you join the alif with this lam. So therefore, you say Allah.
Allah.
Excellent, well done. Have a go at the next one.
Fa. Ralla.
Yeah.
Zallu.
Good, excellent. Just make sure when you do you know what type of a vowel this is?
Vamad.
Vowel mother, excellent. So what does that mean? How long should the lam sound be then?
3 seconds.
Excellent. So make sure that your lam sound is 2 seconds long, because it wasn't right now. It was the same as your fataka and dhamma. So rather than you made sure your idgham kamil took place here, because you've got your lam mushaddad and you had a tanween letter before it, yeah? The alif is blank, so you ignore that anyway. But the letter before that, it was tanween letter, and as we've read before, if the letter before a lam mushaddad is a noon sakin or tanween, as it is in this case, then you only produce one stroke of the tanween. So that means instead of saying run, you would say ra, and you would join the ra with the lam. So you said musfarolla zollu, which is exactly right. So well done. So have another go at saying this once more.
Fa. Rallu.
Yeah, musfarolla zollu. Say that once more. Rolla zollu. Excellent, well done, very good. Try this next one.
Mir. He.
Remember, we've got this ra here, so join the meme with the ra. Because do you know what's happening over here, right?
Yes.
Do you know what rule is taking place here? You just learnt it now. Remember? Idgham kamil is taking place over here. Okay, that means that you do not produce that noon sound, okay? So you join this meme with the ra. So how would I say that?
Mir. Mirra.
Good.
Mirra.
Yeah. And how would you carry on?
Look at the screen.
Do you know what's happening over here? There is a vowel here, okay? Do you remember in previous lessons you learned about vowelling? Yeah? Do you know how a lean sound should be produced? It's okay if you don't know. So how you would say this is raw.
Mm-hmm.
So say that after me, raw.
Row.
Good. So together all of this part would be mirraw.
Mirrow.
Good. And the next part, have a go at this next part that I've just underlined.
Hillahi.
Excellent. Well done. So all together this is mirrawhillahi.
Mirrow. Hillahi.
Excellent. Well done. Very good. Have a go at this next one.
Rabbi. Rabbira.
Yeah.
Rabbira. Rabbira. He. Min.
Good. Just that was really good. Well done. Just remember this ra also has a tashdid. It has a shadda on top of it. Okay, that means when you join this ba with the ra, I need to hear that joining sound. Okay, that stressing sound when you join the ba and the ra. Say ra birra. Can you hear that stressing sound when I go birra? How I stress the ba and the ra when I'm joining the two together. Yeah, did you hear that?
Yes.
So follow me or copy me off or repeat after me. Rabbirra,
Rabbira.
not bira, birra.
Rabbira.
Excellent, well done. Because you have to join this first ra with the ba, but then you also have to join this ba with the next ra because the ra has a shadda on top of it. So Rabbirrahimin.
Rabbirahimin.
Yeah, birrahimin.
Rabbira.
Birrahimin.
Rabbirahimin.
Good, well done. That was good, mashallah. Just keep on practicing. Make sure you practice out loud or in front of someone so that you can really hear how the letters are produced and the sounds are produced and the rules are produced. Okay?
Okay.
Well done. Jazakallah for your help.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Okay, so if I choose my next student, if I can have A1129. A1129, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, jazakallah for asking. So we're learning a new lesson. Did you understand it?
Yes.
Yeah. So remind me what is the name of the rule. Remind everyone what is the name of this new rule that we're learning.
I've forgotten.
Okay. It is. Can you see here?
Yes.
Yeah. So say out loud for all of us.
Idgham Kamil.
Yes, good. Idgham kamil. Good. Okay, so in this first box over here, do you know where this rule is taking place? We're lucky they've actually helped us here. They've highlighted the letters in a different color. So what letters have been colored in a different color?
Noon and Lam.
Yeah, so that's where the idgham kamil is taking place, because as we've been told earlier that if before a lam mushaddad there is a noon sakin, which there is a noon sakin, that means that number one, that idgham kamil is taking place. And that, in other words, means that this noon sakin will not be produced. So when you say this, when I ask you in a minute to say this whole word, what will happen is you will not produce this noon sound. This noon sound, although this noon appears here, it is as though it does not exist. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So please have a go at saying this first. Have a go at saying this first word in this first box.
Allah istaqamu.
Yeah, say that once more.
Allah istaqamu.
Good. Very good. That was really good. Just give me a second. There's more students. I'm just letting them in. So, Allah istaqamu. Just when you join the alif and the lam, you should hear that joining of the merging of the alif and the lam. Allah, Allah. Can you hear how I'm stressing the when I join the alif and the lam? How there's this stressing sound. Allah istaqamu. So have another go at saying this.
Allah istaqamu.
Excellent, well done, very nice. Have a go at this next one. Yin.
Bahril
Excellent. This is a very hard one. You did it really, really good. Well done. That was beautiful. Bahril-Lujjiyin. So you did it really well. You made sure when you joined the lam, when you joined the ra with the lam, you did it really well. You did idgham kamil there. When you joined the lam with the jim, because the jim also has a shadda, it's a mushaddad letter, you had to make sure that you joined these two together as well, and that when you join the tashdid letters together, you have to produce this stressing, this joining sound, which you did really well. And the tricky part was that you had another third letter with a shadda on top of it, and so you made sure that all of them had a stressing sound. So that was really, really beautiful. Well done. Have a go at this next one.
Famarabbukuma.
Excellent. Just when you join the meme and the ra, a bit more stress sound should be heard. So famarabbukuma.
Famarabbukuma.
Excellent. That was really, really, really well done. Good. Have a go at this last one.
Shihabarasadan.
Excellent. Well done. That was really, really beautiful. Well done. That was very good. Jazakallah for your help. Okay. So that is the end of exercise 20.1. We will move on to exercise 20.2, and I'll choose student for that. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, can I have A1158? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Good.
Good, alhamdulillah. Okay, and have you been listening to this lesson?
Yes.
And do you understand it? Or are you still a bit confused?
Confused.
Oh no. Why are you confused? You don't know where idgham kamil takes place, or are you unsure what idgham kamil means?
What does it mean?
What it means, okay. So let's go back to the top. Idgham Kamil, okay, it says here in Idgham Kamil, a complete assimilation takes place. So that means a crescent letter, so a sakin letter is ignored, okay? And
Okay.
so when it is ignored, that means that it's not, so when you say a word, if that sakin letter appears, sakin or a tanween letter, I'll explain a bit more in a second, but basically that sound is ignored, so that that letter is ignored. So for example, okay, if a lam or ra mushad, you have to remember that there are only two letters. One is lam and the second is ra. But the important thing is that when that the lam and the ra, any of these two can appear, but they must have a shadda on top of it. Shadda is that W-like sign here that I'm circling around here, yeah? You know what shadda is, right?
Yes.
So if a lam, a normal lam, or a ra, okay? If any of these two with a shadda appear, okay, as it appears over here. So for example, if you take a look at this one, can you see the red highlighted is the ra and it has a shadda as we've been told here? Yeah? You agree this is a ra with a shadda? Okay, now we can see we've identified a ra with a shadda on top of it. Now it says if lam or ra mushaddad, so ra in this case, appears after a noon sakin. So it says noon sakin or a tanween. So if before this ra shadda there is a noon sakin, is there a noon sakin before this ra?
Yes.
This ra, can you see a noon sakin after it? What letter is before this ra? In this box here. What letter? What letter is this before the ra?
Wow.
Fa, excellent. It's a fa. So is it a noon sakin? Is it a noon? Is the letter before the ra a noon?
No.
No, it's not, is it? Sakin, do you know what a sakin is?
No.
Okay, a sakin, do you see where I just highlighted? Is this sign on top of this noon, where I've just highlighted here? I'm circling around it. Yeah?
Yes.
This sign is called a sakin. So, like you said, before this ra, was there a noon with that sign on top of it, that sakin sign on top of it? No, right? It's a fa, isn't it? Yeah?
Yes.
So, it says here, if before this ra mushaddad, there is a noon sakin, but we've identified this is not a noon sakin, but is it a tanween? Is this fa a tanween?
Yes.
Yes, it is, because it has two strokes of dhamma, isn't it?
Yeah.
Therefore, this is a tanween letter. So it's saying if there is a tanween before this ra mushaddad, then the nasal sound will not be produced. Now, the nasal sound, normally when you've got this tanween letter, how would you say this letter on its own, this fa with this tanween, how would you say it?
Fun.
Excellent, exactly. You would say fun. So that is F-U-N if in Roman English, okay? You can hear the n sound at the end, yes?
Yeah.
So now it's saying here, because of this rule that's taking place here, that we don't want to hear the n sound. So we do want to hear the fa sound, but we don't want to hear the n sound. Normally, you would have said fun, right? But you can, when you say fun, you can hear the noon sound at the end. Now, but because this rule is taking place, this idgham kamil is taking place, we don't want to hear the noon sound, okay? So, does that make sense so far?
Yes.
So that means because they don't want to hear the noon sound at the end, so instead of me saying funra, which is incorrect, because if I say funra, you can still hear the n sound, can't you?
Yes.
So they don't want, so the rule is that you don't want to hear the nun sound. So instead of saying funra, well, I will not produce the nun sound. So when I say this word, I will make sure that I don't say the nun sound. So how I would say this is furra. I've said the fa sound, but I haven't said the nun sound. That's why I say that if there is a tanween before the ra mushaddad, you just ignore the tanween. You just think of it as a normal, you take it as one stroke. So in this case, the fa has a 2 strokes of dhamma, right?
Yes.
So instead of saying, thinking that this is a tanween, I would think of this as a normal fa dhamma. That's how I would think of it, and that makes it easier for me to join these two. If this was a fa dhamma, just a dhamma, how would you say this?
Furra.
Excellent. So that's all you have to do here, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, same thing goes here in this previous one. You've got your ra mushaddad and the letter before, like we've been told over here, is a nun sakin. Is it a nun sakin?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So instead of saying, so the rule is that the nun sound, the n sound must not be produced, okay? So instead of saying min ra, which is incorrect because I have to make sure I don't produce the noon sound, what I'll do is I'll just ignore this noon. I'll think that this doesn't exist. So what I'll just do is join the meme with the ra. Okay, so if I think that this noon does not exist and I join the meme with the ra, how would I say it?
Mirror.
Excellent, well done. So that's what idgham kamil is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Have a go at this one here that I've highlighted just now.
Katabayana.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. That was very good. So what you did, you didn't produce the dal sound. Okay? So that was really good. Well done. Have a go at this next one.
Ahatu.
Excellent. Well done. Again, you just joined the ha with this ta. Okay? Have a go at this one.
Kul Rabbi.
Excellent. Well done. Again, you made sure adgham kamil is taking place. You ignored the lam. So well done. Have a go at the next one.
Nakhlukum.
Yes, excellent. Well done. Again, what you did was you ignored this blue highlighted letter. You just joined your lam with the kaf. So well done. That was really good. MashaAllah. Well done. Really, really good. Well done. Jazakallah for your help.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Okay, let me choose the next student. If I can have N1234. N1234. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Take care.
Good, alhamdulillah. I'm good as well. Jazakallah. Have a go for me, please, at this word that I've just underlined.
Okay. Anna.
Excellent. Say that once more for me.
The whole.
Yes, please.
Okay. Ikab ma ana.
Okay, good. Just when you, this meme mushaddad, you can't join it with this ba sakin. You ignore this ba sakin. So what you do is you join this meme with the kaf. This ba is, in writing, it's here, but when you say it, it's silent. It's not produced, okay?
Okay.
So the correct way of saying is Kamma'ana.
Okay. Ma'ana.
Good, well done. Just with the noon, after this noon, there is a alif. Do you know what type of alif this is?
Inverted. Alif.
Yeah. There's something special about this.
I can't remember.
That's okay. It's a mud alif, okay? That means that when you say the noon, the noon sound will be prolonged for 2 seconds. So it should be na 2 seconds long, okay?
Okay. Ma'ana.
Good, well done. Have a go at this next box. I know it's long, so let's break it up. Let's do the part that I've highlighted only for now.
Ma.
Okay, hang on, wait. Say that once more for me. Only the underlined part.
Palama.
So, okay, the meme has a shadda on top of it. That means you have to join the lam and the meme. I should hear that stressing sound, okay? So, lamma. Okay, lam. Can you hear the m sound that I created when I joined the lam and the meme, yeah? Lamma.
Palma.
Yeah, falamma.
Palama.
Good. Now, start from this alif. Yeah.
Askala. La. La. Da. Da. La. Da. Awa.
Good. So you did good in realizing that you don't produce this da sound because idgham kama is taking place. So you did well there, but you made, I think, the dal sound a bit long, I think, if I remember correctly. So what does the dal have on top of it? What sign does it have?
Ishada and a fatha.
Excellent. And how long is the fatha sound?
1 second.
Excellent. Well done. So when you say this, it should be athqalada. So have a go at saying this after me. Athqalada.
Askal. La. Da.
Lad. Ladda.
La. Da.
Good. Now have a go from saying the ayn to the end. Last part.
Okay. Awal. La. 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 Ha.
Awallaha.
Awal. Awal. La. Awal. La. Ha.
Good. So let's try the saying this all together. That will be long maybe. So falamma. Repeat after me. Falamma.
Falama.
Good. Athqalada.
Askalata.
Good. Awallaha.
Aw. Awalaha.
Good. Excellent. Well done. Very good. Have a go at this last one over here.
What?
Okay, hang on, wait. After the ra, there is a alif. That means you have to make the ra 1 second long or 2 seconds long.
2 seconds.
Yeah, so let's see that first.
What do
Good.
not
Good. You realize that idgham kama is taking place. You do not produce, make the sound of the dal. So you said what do. That's good. So what dunna. So repeat after me. What dunna.
dana
What dunna.
do not
Excellent. So all together this is rawattunna.
what do not
Excellent. Well done. That was very good. Keep practicing like that. Make sure you do listen to previous lessons as well. and keep practicing. Inshallah, you will get much, much better. Inshallah. Okay?
Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah for your help.
Wait, how many minutes until classes finish?
Class finishes at 7 o'clock.
Okay,
So 15 minutes left, okay?
okay.
Okay. Jazakallah.
Dakla.
Okay. What we're going to do now, we finished this exercise, but because we're only going to look today at Idgham Kamil, not Idgham Naqis, which is the next part, that you will look at that tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get as many of you to help me with this and practice this. So if I choose another student, and that student is N1240. Assalamu alaikum, N1240.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, good. Jazakallah for asking. Did you understand this lesson?
A little bit.
A little bit. That's okay. At least it's a start, so that's good. Have a go at saying this first word here, and I'll guide you if you need it.
Bayana.
Okay. So what you did well was you didn't say this dal sound, okay? Okay, so that was good. You realized that we ignore this dal because there is a ta after this sakin letter, and that ta has a shadda sign. Now, the important thing was that because of this shadda sign, it meant we had to ignore this dal sakin and therefore join the ta with the qaf. Okay, so you said qatta, you didn't say qadta because that would have been incorrect. So you said qatta, that was really good, well done. So idgham kamil took place here. Idgham kamil means that you didn't say this dal sound, even though there is this dal sakin here. You saw this dal, didn't you?
Yes.
But you didn't, when you said the word, you didn't say the dal sakin, and that's called idgham kamil, okay? Even though it was there, you didn't say it. So that's called idgham kamil. So well done for realizing that this dal you do not produce because the next word is a ta mushaddad, okay? So you had to join the qaf with the ta, so you did that very well. The only thing that you did wrong was you prolonged the ta sound. How long should the ta sound be?
2 seconds.
2 seconds? It has a fatha.
1 second.
1 second, yeah. Your fatha, kasra and dhamma are always 1 second long only. So you made the ta sound long and you made, I think, the ya or the noon sound long as well. But the ya and the noon, both of them have fatha. That means how long should they be?
1 second.
1 second, excellent. So have another go and remember these points, and then I'll tell you how it went.
Kadaya. Kadabayana.
Yeah, qatta. So you don't say the dal. Remember, qatta bayyana.
Kadabayana.
Good, well done. Have a go at this next one.
Ahatu.
Say that once more.
Ahatu.
Yeah, so you made the ta long, and I think you realized that. Ahatu, but when you join this ha with this ta here, you need to hear that stressing sound, that joining sound of this ha with this ta, okay? So ahatu.
Ahatu.
Good, well done. Have a go at this next one.
Gurabi.
Good, well done. That was very good. Well done. Have a go at this next one. Yeah.
Nakhlukum. Nakhlukum.
Yeah, just when you join this lam with this red calf, lukkum. I need to hear that joining, that stressing sound. So nakhluqukum.
Nakh.
Nakhluqukum.
Nakhluqukum.
Yeah, well done. That was very good. Well done. Just keep practicing like that. That was very good, mashallah. Jazakallah for your help.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Okay. Let's choose my next student. And the next student will be, let's see. Let's have A1170. Assalamu alaikum. A1170.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, alhamdulillah. Jazakallah for asking. How are you finding the lesson?
Good.
Okay, that's good. Do you want to have a go at this first one over here, this first word in this
Okay.
box?
Aruka.
Okay, okay. This alif, what does it have underneath it?
Oh no, wait. I forgot.
So it's got a kasra, so it's not, if it had a fatha, then you would have said ah, okay? Right now it has a kasra, so that means you will say e, ir, okay? So repeat after me, ir.
Irukapu.
Okay, so ir, kamma,
Ikama.
good. Ana,
Ana.
good. All together this is ir, kamma, ana.
Ikama.
Yeah,
Ana.
very good, well done. Let's say this once more. Ir, kamma, ana.
Ikama.
Ana.
Ana.
Good, well done. Let's have a go at this next one. Do you want to start? So, have a go at the highlighted part.
Fala.
Good. Falamma.
Falama.
Very good. And try this next part up to there.
Shum.
Okay, this is not a sheen, this is a tha. Ath. Good. Qaladda.
Kalata.
Yes, I joined the lam with the dal. I ignored the ta, okay? Idgham kamil is taking place over here, okay? I'm joining the lam with the dal. Ladda.
Lata.
Good. Awallaha.
Malaha.
Awallaha.
Awal.
Yeah. Awallaha.
Awallaha.
Good. Well done. Have a go at this next one.
Ra. Ma.
Rawattunna.
Rawa.
Good. Rawattunna.
Rawa.
Excellent. Okay, well done, Jazakallah for your help. What I'm going to suggest is make sure you listen to the recordings of the classes, keep practicing. Inshallah, you'll become more fluent. Okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
So make sure you listen to all the previous lessons as well. They will help you a lot, because what happens is when you're learning a lot of new things, it's easy to forget some of the rules that you learned earlier. So this is for everyone, make sure you listen to the previous lessons, just to remind yourselves of all the different rules that we have learned, okay? So well done, Jazakallah for your help. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off here. I'm going to set you your homework, and your homework is it's actually the exercises that we did today, exercise 20.1 and exercise 20.2. So it's both the exercises that we had to go at today, and the page is page 58 and page 59. You might want to take a picture of this because it has a small explanation of the rules that we learned today. So it says here, Noon Sakin and Lam Mushaddad. When these appear, you ignore the Noon, so no nasalization will take place. And the other thing that it mentions is Tanween. If there is a Lam Mushaddad and a Tanween letter appears before it, then you drop one stroke of the Tanween. So if it was Lam Sak, if there was a lam with a tanween, so if it was a lun, instead of saying lun, you would just say lu. You would drop one stroke of the tanween. So, and then in that way, no nasalization will take place. Okay. So that's your homework for today. If I can please have, I'll choose someone to please help me with this ending prayer, and we will finish off our class. If I can have, let's see, a 1173. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Good.
Good, alhamdulillah. Okay, can you help me with this finishing prayer, this ending prayer? Do you want to follow after me?
Yeah.
Okay, so Allahumma
Allahumma
hamni
hamni
bil Qur'anil
bil Qur'anil
azim.
azim.
Excellent, darling. And can you do the translation for me as well?
Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran.
Well done. Jazakallah for your help. Jazakallah everyone for turning up. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.